Hey guys, it's Edie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we are going to be picking my January TBR, which is kind of crazy to say. We're in the new year, we're in 2025, we're going to be. Not yet, because this will be posted before 2025, but that's just crazy. So how we're going to be picking my January TBR is just doing a TBR prompt jar. Keeping it nice and simple. So I've got loads of prompts, I don't know how many. I've got a lot in here, and we're just going to pick prompts and then choose a book that relates to that prompt. So I'm going to dig right around. Let's go right to the bottom if I can. Pick one. Here's the first one, and it is going to be, I'll show you guys first. I think that's upside down. There we go. I can't really see what that says, but that's the book. The prompt. A book under 40 chapters. Okay, I really want to read Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. How many chapters is that? This is 31 chapters. What about, which one's the first one in the series? I don't know, I think it's this one. I think Long Shot's the first one in the series. How many chapters is this? Because I would like to read this one as well. It's 51, so that would be over, and the second one would be as well. Because I really want to do Once Upon a Broken Heart reading vlog. And it's right here. I need to get other books out. I want to do that. So maybe see how many chapters that one is. So I've got it out. Let me see how many chapters. Oh. 59. So that's quite a bit over. I think it might have to be a romance book because they're always going to be a bit over. Let me look at the back of this, see what there is on this side. I think I am just going to go with Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. Let me show you that it is under the right amount of chapters. So we've got, oh, I don't know how to show you, look, 31 chapters. So I've just finished filming the video and I realised the first three books I didn't say the blurb of. So I'm going to insert little clips every time at some point when I'm talking about the book, so I can tell you the blurb of each book. So if things change or camera angle change, that is why. But anyway, the blurb of Ready or Not says, Evie Hatch has always been content to coast through her life with a steady, if uninspiring job and a cosy apartment in Brooklyn, close to her childhood best friend Willa, and far from the Midwestern traditional family who never really understood her. When she finds herself pregnant after uncharacteristic one-night stands, her comfy life is suddenly up in the air. Evie's loyal friendship with Willa is feeling tense right when she needs her the most, and it's actually Willa's steadfast big brother, Seth, who steps up with the most support, and he's so suddenly kind of hot. That didn't really make much sense what I was saying, but anyway. As if she needs one more complication, there's also a baby father who is technically supportive but majority conflicted. But Evie struggles to figure out the next step in her expanding reality. She begins to realise that the family and love in all forms can sneak up on you when you least expect it. So we're going to choose that one for books that have under 40 chapters. I don't know if I said how many prompts I'm going to choose. I'm going to be choosing 6 prompts, so that's the first one. Let's choose the second one. This one. And let me open it facing you. That's, there we go, there's the right way round. That's the prompt. And it is a book with 2 people on the cover, so it's probably going to be another romance book. So I think I've chosen one. I think I'm going to go with The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. And I believe this is is it a paranormal romance? He's a werewolf, I want to say. And by the looks of it, they're both doctors. Or they work in the medical field. And that's really all I know. I've read The Nanny by Lana Ferguson and I really liked that. So I want to read some other books, so I'm going to pick this one. So the Fake Mate's blurb is, Mackenzie hasn't had a successful date in months. She's only a year out of residency, and her grandmother's obsession with finding her the perfect mate threatens to drive her barking mad. So it shouldn't be a small thing when she lies about meeting someone, until she blurts out the name of the last man she would ever date, Noah, the big bad wolf of Denver General Taylor. Noah, interventional cardiologist and all-around grump, has spent his entire life hiding what he is. an unmated alpha. But when an anonymous tip brings everything to light, he's left with two choices: come clean to the board and risk his career, or find himself a mate. So when the chatty, over-friendly ER doctor asked him to be her fake boyfriend the same day he called her to meet the boards. It must be kismet, right? Mackenzie gets her grandmother off her back and Noah gets a chance to prove he can continue to work without a real mate. It's mutually beneficial business transaction, but when the fate make act turns into very real friends with benefits agreement, lines start to blur and they quickly realise love is a whole different kind of animal. I was just talking gibberish a bit about that, but that's the blurb. I hope you understood that. Where did I put the little prompt? Here it is. For a book with two people on the cover, because it's got two people on there. So prompt number 3 is going to be, here we go, here's the third prompt. Let me show you guys first, and that looks like it's the right way round. And it is a book with an odd number of pages. Let me see if Once Upon a Broken Heart is odd pages, because I'm doing a reading vlog and I really want to get it in the TBR, because then that's a book down in my TBR. So I've got the acknowledgements. 403 pages if you don't count the acknowledgements. So I'm going to go with this because it is 403 pages and that's an uneven number. So that's what we're choosing for that prompt. The blurb for Once Upon a Broken Heart is: for as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in happily ever after, until she learns that the love of her life is about to marry and her dreams are shattered. Desperate to stop the wedding and heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic I can't say the word. Charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts in exchange for help. He asks her for 3 kisses to be given at a time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and that the Prince of Hearts wants far more than she's pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. And I'm just very excited to see like Jack's story, because you get to see him in Caravel, and I loved Caravel and I really liked it in them. And like one of the quotes he says, I've posted a TikTok about this quote, and it makes you really sad because he thought, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm excited to see his story and what happens and just things like that. And this series does have a lot of hype, so I'm going to be doing a whole reading vlog of this whole series to see if I think it's worth the hype and if I like it. So stay tuned for that. The 4th prompt we are going to pick is going to be, here it is. There you go. I don't know if you can see that because it's a bit crumpled up, the paper, but it is set in the UK. Ooh, I know there is a book that is set, I believe, in Scotland that I have somewhere. What I've chosen is Whiskey Business by Elliot Fletcher, and it basically says, when her acting career hits rock bottom, Hollywood star April Sinclair returns to her Scottish hometown of the Isle of Skye to lick her wounds. In desperate need of distraction, she sets her sights on restoring her family Whiskey's I don't know how to pronounce that word, but to her former glory. But she wasn't expecting short-tempered and totally irresistible Malcolm Macbee to be the one in charge. So she's a star and she goes back to her Scottish little island. So I'm going to choose this one for that because I've really been wanting to read this, because just look at the cover. The cover alone makes me want to read it. So the 5th prompt is going to be, here it is. Let me open it and show you guys first. It is Pinterest chooses a book. Okay, so with this one, get my phone and we would go on Pinterest. Sorry, that just opened on TikTok. So let me start screen recording and we'll go on Pinterest. I don't know if I'm going to type in book or what, because it depends if any books come up on my feed. So we're going to type in, let's just put book and see what comes up. And like the first one that has a cover of something that I haven't read, we're going to choose. I've read like Powerless, Reckless, all of that. I'm not going to choose from that big pile of books there. I want more of a singular. Aha, that's an ad though, because when I click on it, it goes like that. But I haven't read The Fiancé Dilemma, but it is the second book in the series. It'll be on the screen now on Goodreads, so I can't really do that because I'd have to read the first one, and I haven't read the first one, so let's just keep scrolling. I just want a singular or maybe one or two books. What's this person holding? I can't tell. Another one of ACOTAR I've read. 7 Year Slip. I haven't read that. I believe I do have it somewhere. I could have sworn I had it. I think I do. Is it on this side? I'm probably being blind and it's right in front of me. But I swore I had that book. It is right there. I was just being blind. We're going to choose that one for it because it is a very popular book and I really want to read it. And I just haven't yet. Pinterest chose for me this 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. And I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'll give it a go, see if I like it. Blurb says, 6 months ago, Catherine West had the worst day of her life. She came up with a plan to keep her heart safe, stay busy, work hard, take no risks. And it's been working. This is until one day she finds a strange man standing in her kitchen. A man with kind eyes, crooked smile, and a recipe for the perfect lemonade meringue pie? I think that's what it says. The kind of man that before everything she could have had fallen for. He's perfect, but for one thing he lives in the past. 7 years ago to be exact. This shouldn't be impossible, but Catherine used to love impossible things. And maybe, just maybe, she will again. So he's living in the past, but she's in the future and they meet somehow. Intrigued. Excited about it. So the last prompt is going to be this one. I'm going to open it and it is this, whatever that says, and it says a book with a white cover. I know what I'm going to choose. The book I have chosen is Addicted for Now by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the third book in like Lily and Lo's story, I believe. And like the way the last book ends off the second book and the things they go through, and I've already gone through in these two books, I'm so attached to them and I want to carry on the series. So this is a book for that. I'm going to read the blurb for you, and the blurb says, he's addicted to booze, she's addicted to sex. Staying sober is only half the battle. No more sex. There are 3 words Lily Calloway fears the most, but Lauren Hale is determined to be with Lily without enabling her dangerous compulsions. With their new living situation, sleeping in the same bed, for real, together, Lily has new battles, like not jumping Lo's bones every night and being consumed by sex in his body. Lowen plans to stay sober to right all his wrongs, so when someone threatens to expose Lily's secrets to her family and the public, he promises that he'd do anything to protect her. But with old enemies surfacing, Lo has more at stake than his sobriety, and his worst fear isn't relapsing. He hears the end. He sees it. The one thing that could change everything. Just 3 words. No more us. I just love Lily and Lo so far, and I love the characters and just the dynamic. And can we just talk about how floppy this book is? Like, I can just sit here and hold it like this and read it and not have to open it, if you know what I mean. If you live in the UK or anywhere that doesn't have floppy books, when you have a floppy book, it's like heaven. So we don't have much of a mixture this month. We have a lot of romance books and 1 fantasy. So let me just go over the prompts and what book I chose for each one. We had a book under 40 chapters, and that's Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. A book with 2 people on the cover, and I chose The Fake Mate by Lorna Ferguson. The next prompt was a book with an odd number of pages, and I chose Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. The next one was a book set in the UK, and I chose Whiskey Business by Elliot Fletcher. The next prompt was Pinterest chooses a book, and that was a 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. And the last prompt was a book with a white cover, and I chose Addicted for Now by Krista and Becca Ritchie. So these are the 6 books I've chosen for January's the prompts I've chosen for January's TBR, and there's some books I'm very excited to read, and I hopefully be able to combine some of these in reading vlogs so that I can tackle my TBR. I'm doing quite well on December's TBR. That will be all done in my like December reading wrap up, but this is December's been the best month for completing my TBR, so that's very exciting. So hopefully I can carry that on into the new year and into January. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Put in the comments section below which book you are most excited to read in January. And if you haven't already, do subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!